After hosting Christmas, I checked my safe. My emergency funds vanished. My father said, "We gave it to your sister. She's building a family." My fingers turned icy. That night, I called my attorney. The next morning, a few emails were sent, certain accounts scrutinized. That afternoon, my sister phoned, voice sharp. "What have you done?" I replied calmly. "Check your email. Christmas was meant to be simple this year. I hosted, not to impress, but hoping maybe, if I created warmth, they'd remember how to cherish it. I cooked, cleaned, bought gifts for nieces and nephews who barely knew me. My father sat at the table's head like a figure carved from stone. My sister glided around, snapping photos for her socials. And my mother. She was too busy murmuring behind cupped hands to ask about my life. No one said thanks. Not for the meal, the house, or the extra nights I let them stay when their pipes burst. I smiled through it, let it slide. Thought if I didn't make it about me, they'd notice me anyway. They didn't. Only after everyone left, when the last pine needles were swept and the dishes stacked, did I check the safe. Not out of fear, just routine. Something I did when the house grew quiet. The lock clicked, the door opened, and the cash was gone. Emergency savings. $14,000. Not investments, not a nest egg, just security. The kind you keep for when the world turns its back. And it had. I didn't scream, didn't panic. Just stood there, staring at the empty safe like it might confess. My father walked in, wiping his hands on a towel like he owned the place. "We gave it to your sister," he said, matter of fact. "She's starting a family." My hands went numb. Not, "We took it temporarily." Not, "She was desperate." Not even a heads up. They opened my safe, took my safety net, gave it away, and didn't think I deserved to know. I stayed silent. Walked to the entryway, sat on the bench by the coats, and pulled out my phone. One call. My attorney picked up on the second ring. "Evening," he said. "Trouble?" I explained. He paused, then said, "I'll start tracing it tonight." I nodded, though he couldn't see. Hung up. The next hour blurred. Emails sent, accounts checked, quiet moves, precise moves, nothing theatrical, not yet. That afternoon, my sister called, her voice jagged, near tears. "What have you done?" I didn't shout, didn't sigh, just said, "Check your inbox," and ended the call. She texted. Again. Then, "You're making this bigger than it is." It was just sitting there, like emergency funds grow on trees, like safes unlock themselves. I sat still, coffee cold, laptop humming with email chains growing by the minute. I didn't respond yet. I was reflecting, not just on this theft, on all of them. The safe wasn't the betrayal. It was proof, a pattern too deep to ignore. Once you see it, it's permanent. A week before her wedding, my card was hit for $9,800. "You're single, no kids, make yourself useful," they said. Her bridesmaids chuckled. She grinned. I smiled back and said, "Hope you find me useless soon." They took the money like it was nothing. When I canceled it all, they called me spiteful. I covered their mortgage once. Just a temporary fix, they claimed. Then I saw them buying outdoor furniture days later. I paid off her car loan in 2021. She posted a selfie that day, captioning it, "Nothing beats financial freedom." No mention of me. Every time I gave, they erased the source. Every time I stayed quiet, they acted like they'd earned it themselves. My mother's voice when I offered to co-sign their loan. "You're the only one we can rely on." It sounded like praise, but it was a chain. And now, taking from my safe was the final straw. I wasn't the son. I was the provider. Never seen. Every memory sharpened. Christmas Eve, my chair given to a neighbor. "You'll manage in the kitchen." Anniversary dinner to those who count. Backyard renovation. $12,400 gone with a text. "Don't overreact." My sister's wedding invites. My name on the return address. Her wedding, my credit, my father's voicemail. Maybe stay away from now on. Each moment wasn't just a slight, it was evidence. I ran their system and they kept collecting the profits. The worst part? They stopped hiding it. They got so used to using me they didn't bother pretending I mattered, and yet a small part of me wanted them to pause, to show they knew they'd gone too far. I didn't need an apology, just a flicker of doubt. But there was none. Not from her, him, or anyone. So I decided. No more memories, no more cycles, no more quiet exploitation. I was done being their resource. I wouldn't argue. I'd walk away and let them face the void they never saw. That night, after my sister's call, I didn't debate or explain. I didn't try to take back what they stole. I took back myself. The emails I sent weren't rash. They were calculated. A plan I'd been forming for years without realizing. The first to my attorney. Draft legal separation papers, remove me from all shared accounts, start asset protection. The second to my financial advisor, transfer all liquid assets to a secure trust. family excluded. The third to my accountant, review all family-related payments for 5 years, flag unauthorized transactions, gather evidence. This wasn't vengeance. It was reclaiming my foundation. By midnight, I was in the back end of the IT business I'd built, the one quietly powering my parents' home security, cloud storage, phone plans, their accountant's software, all free, all unnoticed. I disabled their cameras first, then the smart locks, then the thermostat they bragged about. I rerouted their network, cutting remote access. No more Wi-Fi I'd set up, no more fixing their printer at 2 a.m. Then the family phone plan, 5 lines, including mine. I didn't cancel it. I transferred ownership to them. If they didn't accept within 72 hours, service would stop. They'd get the bill, no more free calls, no more me funding their communication. Then the platforms. I stepped back from their services, letting them manage alone. It was small, but it would hurt. By morning, texts flooded in. My sister, "Why are the cameras off? I can't log in." My father, "The bank called. What did you do?" My mother, "You're not really doing this, are you?" I didn't answer. They weren't asking, they were demanding I restart the system. But the system was me and I was done. By noon, they called. I let it go to voicemail. My father's voice. "Let's settle this reasonably. Let's talk like grown-ups." I laughed. He always used that line, talk like grown-ups after they stole, sidelined, erased me. By evening, my sister texted, "Netflix is down. Fix it." I replied, "You said you didn't need me. No emoji, no punctuation, just truth." But I wasn't finished. I logged into their accounting firm's IT system where I still had admin access. They thought I'd set it up as a favor and walked away. They didn't know I'd maintained their firewalls, updates, and backups through my company. They didn't know the domain was in my name. I deactivated the license, sent a notice through their dashboard. Effective immediately, pro bono support ends. Contact your new IT provider for continuity. I logged out. I waited. 30 minutes later, voicemails piled up. By morning, my uncle's clinic, also on my legacy systems, called in a frenzy. Their system was down, patient records, billing, all offline. Everything they relied on was supported by me. I didn't break it, I didn't sabotage it, I just removed my support. Their digital framework collapsed because they never built their own. My cousin Ellie texted that afternoon. "Did you really cut everything?" I replied. "I cut myself out. The rest fell apart." She didn't text back, but she called. We spoke for the first time in a year. She confirmed what I knew. My parents were spinning it, saying I'd lost it, that I was envious, unstable, predictable. But Ellie didn't believe them. Others didn't either. I sent evidence to key family members, not out of malice, but clarity. Audit logs, payment records, screenshots proving I built their systems. A short note. This is the truth. No reply needed. That night, my father texted, "You've made your point. Stop now." But it wasn't about a point. It was about breaking the cycle. I canceled the family storage unit I'd paid for, holding my father's tools and their holiday decorations. Lease terminated. Locks changed. I called the bank, removed myself as co-signer on their loan. The agent hesitated. This could trigger a foreclosure review. I understood. I confirmed. 3 hours later, my mother texted. The bank called. "Fix this. Fix." Always that word. I didn't respond. Transferred the last of the shared emergency funds to a new trust. Locked. Mine. The texts grew desperate. My sister, "You're overreacting." My mother, "Family's all you've got." I stared at that one, then replied, "I had a family. I'm not in it anymore." I turned off my phone. The next day, I told my attorney to start legal separation from their business entities. I wanted no ties, no liability. He asked, "Want to send a formal notice?" "No," I said. "Let them feel the absence. Let them know what it's like when the support vanishes, when calls go unanswered, when passwords fail, when the safety net disappears." For the first time, I felt no guilt, not for leaving, not for letting their world crumble, not for stepping out from under their weight. They didn't lose a son, they lost their system, and I wasn't rebuilding it. My phone buzzed relentlessly the next morning. Hundreds of messages, calls, texts, voicemails from those I once called family. They were in chaos. Each message hit like a dart. My mother's text, all caps. "What have you done? We're hurting. Fix this now." My father's voicemail, a tirade. "Ungrateful after all we've done. You pull this? Hope it's worth it." My sister's group text to relatives. "He's irrational. Cut all support. Don't trust him." It was marked urgent with a dozen replies. They thought noise would break me. But silence speaks louder, and I'd perfected it. That morning, I read their barrage. My sister's threat, "Stop this or I'll share private details." Legal warnings from my parents' lawyer, demanding I restore services and reverse transfers. Emotional pleas. "Your nieces are frightened. We're in trouble. Save our home." All predictable. All rooted in fear. Fear of consequences, of losing what they assumed was permanent. I didn't reply, didn't engage. I watched. An hour later, my attorney forwarded a cease and desist from my sister's lawyer, demanding I stop disrupting services or face legal action. He noted, they might sue. But your actions are legal, documented, defensible. I leaned back, calm. The storm was raging, but storms lose their strength. By afternoon, they were rallying allies. Uncle Chris, their banker friend, texted, legal fees will ruin them, reconsider. My cousin Jenna posted vague family loyalty rants online, painting me as selfish, unstable. They were nervous, playing victims. But I'd already shared the evidence. I uploaded audit logs, transcripts, and records to a secure legal Dropbox, accessible only to a neutral attorney. Every transaction, every email, time-stamped and ready for court. Then the rumors started. Family friends called, asking for details. Others said they'd seen forwarded group chats. My life became their gossip. By evening, it peaked. My mother's lawyer demanded an injunction, compliance, damages. My father's letter claimed emotional distress, reputational damage, betrayal. They blamed me entirely, cloaking it in love. We did this for her future. We never meant to hurt you. Their spin, we gave the money, he attacked us. Absurd. They broke into my safe, stole my funds, cut me out, and blamed me for pushing back. I forwarded it all to my attorney and replied, under review, my next steps follow legal advice. The system is offline. The trust is broken. No signature, no warmth. There was none left. That night, my sister texted, if you cared about family, you wouldn't resort to legal games. You'd give back. I paused, typed, I gave everything. You took it. Twice, sent it. Then silence. Not the tense silence of threat, but the hollow void where ties once existed. Their voices faded, their systems stalled, their defenses cracked. They knew I wouldn't return to their rules, the ones they wrote without me. Christmas lights sat dark in storage, cameras offline, drives locked, no calls answered, no texts returned, no pleas acknowledged. At the heart of this was anger, consequence. They built a system. I dismantled it, and now they face the wreckage with no idea how to rebuild without me. They came to my door, dressed like mourners. My mother, father, sister standing on my porch, not ready for battle or apology, just polished, rehearsed. Maya opened the door but didn't invite them in. You can stay there, she said. I stayed seated, hearing my mother's voice break before she spoke. We're not here to argue. We just want to talk. Maya stepped aside, letting the words linger like ash from a fire already gone. I stood. My father spoke first. You look worn out, son. I didn't reply. My mother took over, practiced but shaky. We've messed up. This wasn't supposed to go so far. You shut everything down. You didn't have to make it permanent. Then the line they'd all been aiming for. We need you. There it was. Not we're sorry. Not we miss you. Just need. Like I was still a tool, a service, a solution. I stepped forward, Maya beside me. You don't need me. You need what I provided. That's gone. My father's tone hardened. This family collapses without you. That's not a family, I said. That's a machine. My sister stepped up angry. So you'll throw it all away over one mistake? I laughed, once, sharp, cold. This wasn't one night. It was 20 years. You saw me as a resource, a backup, a switch you could always flip. But the power's out. My mother's tears turned real. We didn't mean to hurt you. We were overwhelmed. We didn't realize how much you did. That hit like a blade. You didn't ask, I said, because you didn't care. It worked. That was enough. My father tried again, softer. You're our son. We raised you. You owe us some compassion. No, I said. You raised me to think I owed you everything. You used it up. It's gone. Silence. The wind bit harder, cold, true. I stepped closer so they'd hear every word. I didn't leave over money. I left because you never saw me, just what I could give. I looked at my sister. You didn't just lose the benefits. You lost the bond. Then at the mall. You weren't malicious. You just didn't see me. And I'm done paying for it. Maya shut the door slowly. They didn't knock again. I stood in that silence, and it wasn't hollow. It was clear, clean, final. They didn't weep as they left, didn't beg, just stood, stunned, realizing what they never expected. I could leave. I wouldn't return. And I meant it. And they were right.